Rodriguez, the Jagger wants it back. He gets it back and leads it through for Holtby. Oh, it's off the line. It's off the line.
Fair enough. And I think with that, we will move on to what seems to be the next contenders for the title race. Liverpool's next game. It's with Manchester United. Uh, they're level on points. United have a game in hand against Burnley before they, uh, you know, host Liverpool. Do you actually think that United are title challengers or contenders, or this is just another one of those blips in the season that we see?
I think they won title challenges, and I think they are gonna become title challenges when they win the game against Burnley, or not even win. The second they draw against, the second that they feel that they're top of the league by playing the same amount of games that everyone else has played, they they then become title challengers, not because of their results, but just because of their mentality. Because at that moment, everyone in that team is going to start believing. I don't think they're believing it right now because anything could happen at Burnley. But the second that they get a result at Burnley, they're going to start believing it, and then they're going to come out of that Liverpool game, with all guns blazing. And yeah, because the road that United have taken to reach here is not a road that, let's say, the champions of England would normally take. It hasn't been convincing by a long shot. There's been a lot of luck riding on this. And so, and they know that. I think the players know that. I don't think anyone's kidding themselves. I don't even think the fans are kidding themselves. As in, are they the best team in England? Probably not. And
Not by a long shot, no.
yeah, so but can they win the Premier League? Do you have to be the best team in England to win the Premier League? No, you don't have to. And can you win it? Yes, you can. And I think that you just need desire. You just need the passion. And they're going to get that. The second that they get a result from Burnley, they're going to start believing it. They're going to start becoming title contenders. And then they're going to start grinding out performances. They're going to not give up even in the 88th minute when they're 1-0 down. They're going to keep pushing on. And yeah, it's then up to the manager to keep this flame burning, to think of new tactics, how to break down teams, etc. Because no one, every time people are going to come up against United, no one wants them to win. I think they're easily the most hated team in the country with the most number of rivals. So every team is going to be at their neck to try and stop them. But yeah, I really think they are gonna mount a charge this season. Unfortunately,
And yeah, so the thing about this for United is like I would love to see us going on a title run, or maybe even put in the pressure as far as we can go. But the defense again, like I feel like we can score goals against any team in the world without any problem. However, any team can score against us as well. And we saw that against City. Lindelof and Maguire just ain't it. They both are too similar. They both are just too slow. And against City, like in the Carabao Cup, they let a ball come in and bounce in the box. It passed Lindelof and Maguire in the box. It bounced. These kind of things have to be identified by the coaching system and Ole, and they need to make some changes to that. Eric Bailly has been playing out of his socks, and he literally won us 3 points against Villa with that last second block. And what did they do? They removed him from the squad against City. It was a very important game because we've lost now four semifinals in a row under Ole, and that's banter levels. That it shouldn't just happen to anybody. So unless United can identify these kind of problems and make those changes and make substitutions at the right time when the game is not going well for us, which we have done in the past in the season as well. Unless they can keep doing that consistently, I don't think we're going to be mounting any sort of title challenge. I want to be very realistic about this, and I think United fans also should be very, very realistic about it. We aren't the best team in the Premier League. I think City still have a speed on all ends up, and obviously Liverpool also. So if we want to take this seriously, they need to start adapting, learning from their mistakes, and if then we can push on for the title, great. And I think also I just want to give massive amounts of credit to all those players because over the last few seasons, I've said this many of the time that me and a lot of other fans just don't trust them to grind out a result or even just come up with a basic result that we expect them to. I feel like they are showing a bit more character this season, and credit where credit is due. Ole and the boys need to be getting some of that as well. And yeah, it's actually really exciting. I'm so happy that the Premier League this season is a bit more. I mean, it's way closer than it was last two seasons, if anything. So, uh, yeah, it's entertaining to watch, and
Yeah,
I just wonder what's going to happen if Bruno picks up a knock,
yeah,
and
exactly. I was
yeah,
gonna say that this team is so over reliant on Bruno just smashing balls up top to the field.
yeah,
So the second he gets a knock, misses a game, misses two games, or
if he gets a knock, that's the thing. Yeah, like if he
picks
gets a
up any,
knock,
yeah,
we are definitely in trouble.
or picks up
But
bookings.
at the same time,
I think if he gets a straight red card and he misses three games, I think
oh
that's
yeah, we're
enough.
screwed.
That's enough. So I feel like as a team you should never be over reliant on a player because you can't perform. Then you could. It's a team sport, yeah. It's collectively everyone has to do their bit, and people have to fill in. And Pogba does have this potential to fill in, and he's being a little bit more inspiring in recent fixtures. He's having really good games, and he just has to keep this up so that in case Bruno gets a knock or anything, he can step in. The
Step
problem
up.
is that
Yeah,
I don't think Ole trusts this team without Bruno. I don't see him resting Bruno for a fixture against anyone because Premier League is too competitive. Even even a team like West Brom could hold you to a draw, and the second you draw points in the recent seasons when you draw points, it's very alarming because it's you need to be perfect to win this league. And I guess in this season maybe not so much, but when the title race is so close, um, every point matters. So yeah, it
yeah. And I just wanted to get your thoughts on the the fact that Bruno could come in from the Portuguese league and do it so consistently. On form, would you say that he is the best player in the league
yeah,
at the moment? At the moment,
at the moment, yeah, in terms of yeah, I think he is easily the most influential player in the league. It's either him or De Bruyne. I think De Bruyne probably is more gifted than him. He has more talent. But in terms of influence, sheer influence, because if De Bruyne doesn't play, I still feel City can still win. They're definitely reliant on De Bruyne, but City collectively are that good that he doesn't have to be there for them to win a game. But I don't think that's the same with Bruno. Hence, his influence makes him a better player at the moment.
yeah. So I would like to just give credit to these boys. Hopefully they can push on and keep this going. At least keep the pressure on as long as possible. And City have two games in hand, so it's going to be difficult to fend those bastards off. And what do you think about them? Do you think that they are the out and out favorites to win the league?
Yeah, I think they were
Man
always
City.
favorite. I think they were always favorites to win the league. So yeah, I think there's no stopping the City team. At the beginning, I think that they didn't really have it in them, and they were pretty lazy, lackluster, and they didn't have much of a mentality. But I think when they saw that Liverpool were dropping points, especially over these last couple of game weeks, they must have thought to themselves, "Hey, this is we really have a shot." And now I'm almost certain that Pep is thinking about his third Premier League title. Um, yeah, and rightfully so because
Bit early, you know.
they're definitely in it. And I think if Liverpool finds form again, it's gonna be a really really tight one. It's gonna be a three-way race to the top.
And I think we should talk about the resurgence of John Stones. Absolute mad lad. They've only conceded one goal since he's back. I think one goal in 8 games or so. And he has been an absolute rock at the back with Ruben Diaz. Uh, so big testament to that. And that has completely changed the outcome of the season. They did look lackluster at the start of the season, but those two boys have completely transformed the team. They're keeping Laporte out as well.
Yeah, I,
So
I was about to
big
say,
ups to them.
yeah, Laporte is on the bench, so it's 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 amazing to see John Stones come back from. He was about to leave the club, and to find back a starting 11 in Pep's team, I think he should be very proud of that. Yeah.
But the City boys have a discipline problem at the moment with Walker and your favorite player Benjamin Mendy breaking coronavirus protocols. And I think this is Walker's second offense of a similar sort. That's I didn't like want to cross Pep Guardiola in these kind of situations. I don't know what these boys are thinking.
Yeah.
I don't think Mendy is ever going to play for them again, or he shouldn't.
Yeah, yeah, as in when you see when you have players like Nathan Ake who can play in his position, and Zinchenko is not bad. I understand why he doesn't play Zinchenko um, as much as he plays Mendy. I think there's way more attacking intent when Mendy plays. And you have to give that to him. Defensively, maybe not so much, but I guess if you're the rest of your back three or the rest of your back four are more defensive minded, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, Benjamin Mendy, what a player, man. What a player.
Yeah, those boys have something. Like it's just so strange when you're at that level where so many eyes are on you. People are just looking for those excuses to bring you down, or why give them those excuses? Why even put yourself in those positions, especially during a pandemic situation like this, to break the protocols, to let your team down? I don't know where they go from here. Uh, it's pretty shocking to see, actually. Again, from Walker as well. Second offense from this. Like, there would be so many people around the world that would feel privileged to be even a part of that sort of life, and you're taking it for granted. That's where I come from when I see these kind of stories and these kind of situations.
Yeah,
What do you
true,
feel about it?
true, definitely, definitely. It's a lot of abuse of power and money, and yeah, it's a lot of affluenza. I guess it's sad to see. It is. But I think the most important thing was that even after all of these COVID problems, City didn't lose a game. But like, did City feel the bad team though in any fixture?
I
Mhm.
don't think they have a bad team to feel.
Yeah. So
Like, uh, they just have strength and depth. Maybe the bench doesn't always look as exciting or dangerous as they used to. But when people like Phil Foden can just come up and play against Chelsea and have a blinder like he did, score a goal, be so influential, and then you don't even have to play him for the next 2 games if need be. That's a problem. Like for every other team in the league, that's a huge problem. You know what I mean?
yeah,
They've just completely transformed the type of game that everyone else has seen. So I feel like the most disappointed player in that team right now should be Sterling. Uh, Bags of potential. He's shown it before in the past, but he just doesn't seem like he can raise his game after a certain point.
yeah. That one-on-one with Mendy in against Chelsea, he overcomplicated that. I know he hit the post at the end, but he overcomplicated that. As a natural, if you're a natural born finisher, you you are finishing that without making literally half of the Chelsea team back into the box. So yeah, it's a bit sus, and I think there's a lack of confidence, I think, from him on his part. Sad to see, but
He doesn't look like the same player maybe 2 seasons ago.
yeah.
And I don't know what's going through his mind. Maybe Pep has to have a word with him. They probably are having a word with him after most games. But if he starts hitting form again, then they're dangerous. And they're playing this new system where they don't even have a striker.
Yeah,
It's not even a false nine at most times.
yeah,
There's just no one there up front,
yeah. They can
and they're
play.
still banging in goals.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. They can play KDB at striker and they can still get goals. It's I don't know, man. Pep's a genius. I guess he can, or I guess KDB is just that versatile to be
Yeah,
played
I,
anywhere.
I, I would give more credit to De Bruyne that maybe De Bruyne is just like a mad lad. He can seriously just
Fly
do any
through.
job for the team and like just be unbelievable at those positions. So I don't think like Mahrez or Sterling have looked very inspiring in those similar positions. So it might be one of those things where De Bruyne has to keep filling in those positions.
I think,
Gundogan on the other side in midfield,
yeah,
absolutely stunning. The runs that he makes into the box, those late runs into the box, uh, he's very influential on that team. And yeah, he needs to be. So people need to stop him if they want to like break that flow of the game because he transitions them so well from defense to attack, and then he's there in the box to finish it off as well.
yeah, I think a lot of the Sterling issues is because of a lack of pressure on the bench. So before you used to have a certain Leroy Sané contending for that spot, and then since he's left, I think or whenever he got injured, Sterling just hasn't picked up the form that he had. I think he was injured last season, and if I'm right, and then he came to Bayern this season. So and Sterling's troubles happened last season basically. So it's just that lack of
Yeah,
pressure, lack of competition, where and Sterling just isn't performing. So I think if Sane was there, that would probably drive Sterling to hit better heights than he is now. And Gundogan, yeah, definitely. He's also a resurgence. He was really good 2 seasons ago when they won the league, and he wasn't too good last season. He was very uninspiring. But yeah, this season he has really turned it up, so to speak.